Welcome, kiddos, to Don't Lose Control, Just Achieve Your Goals. Today is June 24th, 2096.
The show, Don't Lose Control, Just Achieve Your Goals, began in 2020 when it was determined that students 15 and under were not achieving the academic demands of their authorities. ABC Network decided that this was most likely a result due to shows such as Jersey Shore and the likes. In order to fix this growing problem, ABC created this show. It acts as an educational device for children, as well as a fun way to learn new and interesting information. Please enjoy.
All right. Today's topic is photosynthesis and cellular respiration. Let's start off with how photosynthesis and cellular respiration are related. Well, you see, light acts as a catalyst for photosynthesis, which produces organic molecules and oxygen for cellular respiration. Cellular respiration produces carbon dioxide and water for photosynthesis. Both of these processes produce ATP, which powers a lot of cellular activity. Today must be your lucky day, because we have the formulas for both processes. Let's begin with photosynthesis. 6 CO2, or carbon dioxide, plus 6 H2O, water, yields C6H12O6, glucose, plus 6 O2, oxygen. And all this is sped up by sunlight, which acts as a catalyst. Next, we have cell respiration. C6H12O6, glucose, plus 6 O2, oxygen, yields 6 CO2, carbon dioxide, plus 6 H2O, water, plus ATP. These are the same formulas, just flipped. Let's begin with photosynthesis. Photosynthesis occurs in plants and some bacteria. This process occurs in the chloroplast. Now, without photosynthesis, all plants would die because they would not be able to provide energy for themselves to grow or develop. Also, organisms that need aerobic respiration, such as the human race, would die because they would not be receiving oxygen from the plants. That would only leave the very few organisms that can survive off anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration occurs in almost every living organism. This is due to the fact that the process does not require oxygen. It is performed in the cytosol of the cell. Animals and yeast would be an example of anaerobic cellular respiration performing organisms. Without anaerobic respiration, every organism would die. This is because anaerobic is necessary to aerobic respiration because it divides the glucose into two pyruvates so that aerobic can begin, thus meaning that aerobic and anaerobic would die. Also, plants would not receive the required reactants from the aerobic respiration because it would have died off. Also, the economic business would be affected because products that result from anaerobic respiration, beer, bread, would cease to exist. Aerobic cellular respiration occurs in every living organism with a mitochondria. This includes humans and animals. Without aerobic respiration, all aerobic performing organisms would die because they would not be able to make glucose into usable energy. Also, plants would die without their carbon dioxide from the process. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's about time for everybody's favorite time of the day. It's cartoon time! Let's begin with our anaerobic cell respiration cartoon. Here is a tree. This tree represents glucose. First, a man comes with an axe. Then there's a boom, which resembles ATP. Boom! The man cut the tree in half. This split tree represents two pyruvates, the glucose divided in two. So that was the anaerobic respiration or glycolysis comic. The tree represented glucose, the boom represented ATP, and then the split tree represented the pyruvates. Now we have our aerobic cell respiration comic. The tree is now being transported by a truck. The wood arrives at a splitting machine. And out comes paper. First, we take half of the and make it into a ream, which can be seen as CO2. This paper makes money, which resembles ATP. Now we take the second half of the paper and we take it to a puddle of pink ink, which resembles oxygen, and the single paper resembles hydrogen. Paper is pulled to the pink ink and splash. The splash represents ATP. The paper is now being colored. Now we have colored paper, which resembles H2O. Now, just in case you're confused, we'll review. The truck transporting the wood was the electrons being carried by NADH. The wood being separated into the paper is the citric acid cycle, which is the pyruvates being separated. The paper joining to make ream of paper is carbon with oxygen to make CO2. Money earned from paper was the ATP. The paper taken to be colored was hydrogen. The ink puddle waiting for paper was oxygen. The paper being taken to the ink, electron transport chain. The splash noise from paper entering the puddle resembles ATP. The paper being colored was the oxidative phosphorylation. The colored paper resembled H2O. Oh, now it's time for our photosynthesis comic. Here we have a family, which resembles H2O, entering a house, which resembles a thylakoid. The boy is very hungry, so he eats, and the food speeds up the boy so he can run away from his hatred family. The boy, or hydrogen, leaves his family, H2O, and house, thylakoid, to enter the world, cytoplasm. He is carried by a car, or NADH, which is powered by gas, or ATP. The boy sees his friends, CO2, and joins them to play, citric acid cycle. Now they are a group, glucose. The used car, NAD positive, and used gas, ADP, returns to the family to get another member, hydrogen. That's about all the time we have got, but thank you for watching our show. We hope you have a day filled with education and learning.